Let's bring in Fox News chief political anchor, special report guy and anchor and executive editor, where he calls that place home every day, 6 o'clock Eastern time, but he's a long way from Eastern time. Bret, your takeaway so far as it relates to the Iran war, because right now the headlines, even in the Arab news, are Iran is that Trump and Xi, Hormuz must stay open and Iran must not have a nuclear weapon. They agree on those two things.
Yeah, Brian, good morning, your time. I think that is the message from the White House, is that President Xi put out and agreed that Iran can't have a nuclear weapon, that the Strait of Hormuz has to be open. That's the message that came out from the White House. We don't have specifics yet of a readout of the specifics on the bilat. Hope to get more on that, the conversation. From the Chinese perspective, what they put out to their state-run agency was what Mark just referenced, and that is that Taiwan is the biggest issue for them, and that if handled properly, it would be great between the U.S. and China. If handled improperly, in their words, it could lead to conflict and clashes. That was seen as a kind of a veiled threat here, reading between the lines from President Xi. But everything on the pomp and circumstance suggests that this relationship is moving forward and they're having good meetings. We hope to get some more granular details on Iran pretty soon.
The language reminds me, Bret, of something that might be read out after we had a meeting with the EU in different times, where we talked about cooperation, growing together, not getting in each other's way, having mutual respect, and it would be a great thing for the world to respect both powers. We're two of the most powerful. All the things seem so positive, but in reality, with the spying that's going on here, with what's happening with the secret police that exist here, with the way they've infiltrated through cyber attacks into our water system and everything else, it portrays a much different relationship than the words did.
Yeah, 100%. And you can see that here. You can see the communist CCP has a lot of control over folks. I did a thing about cameras on the streets. There are thousands and thousands of cameras. If you watch TV from any broadcast that's not here, when they talk about something negative about China, it goes to bars and says, please stand by. If you talk about human rights or anything like that, it shuts off for like 30 seconds. And I saw it 3 times before I just came here for this live shot. So, yes, what's public is one thing, what's private is another. The key thing about this summit is the private stuff, and if President Trump can get some real deliverables leaving here in Beijing.
So Bret, you know what I was struck by, and I thought you was right up your alley, our alley, really. The president went up there and talked about the historic relationship between the countries. He talked about 1784, and he talked about how they referred to us as the new people. We called it the new world, talked about what Teddy Roosevelt thought, and talked about how they contributed to the Washington Monument, the respect that they have for George Washington. That does play in to your case for America, right, on the year 250. It is right up your alley in terms of your book.
Yes. Thank you. Nice transition, Brian. I think it does. And it's a look back. Even President Xi got up there and did a hat tip to the 250th, getting ready for this anniversary on the Declaration. Proud to say a #1 New York Times bestseller. Thank you for all the people that bought the book.
Wow.
And listen, I think that the president is laying the case for making, America great, but he has a lot of challenges, a lot of headwinds back home. People feel the economy and the gas prices and want to know when the Iran war is coming to an end. So, they're looking ahead to this anniversary and to celebrate America, but there's some challenges between here and there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And by the way, Bret, the other thing that he said is any help, according to Ainsley was talking to Sean about an interview that's going to air tonight, on his show, one of the things he said, any help you need on Iran will help you. That's interesting, right? I mean, for example, one phone call to the supreme leader to open up the strait, and that strait would open up. So it's an interesting statement to make.
I mean, that'd be a huge thing. China buys most of Iran's oil, and you would think that would have a significant movement. I think the White House and the administration is trying to play it like they're not begging Beijing to get involved. maybe soft play it. But I bet they would like that kind of intervention to bring this to an end.
Can't wait for your interview tomorrow night on Special Report with the President of the United States. He seems quite happy. There's some times when he's not, but you'll have a chance to find out what really happened, too. That'll be tomorrow on Special Report, and we'll check you out tonight at 6 and tomorrow at 6. Bret, thanks so much.
Thanks, Brad.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.